Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to use a crochet in order to create a bracelet. First of all, I will take this bit of cord and measure the length of the closure of our bracelet. So if I want to use this cord to close the bracelet, I will calculate that the cord should be this long and the bracelet should begin about at this point. Then I will make a loop like this, and in order to create the first loop of our bracelet I will put the crochet, let's see from a closer distance, I'll put the crochet into this loop that I have created and I'll turn the crochet around like this. And as you can see, I have created the first loop here, and now I will put the wool around my finger like this, and to create the second loop I will twist the wool around my crochet, and with this hook here I will pull the wool out through my first loop, and I create this way the second loop, as you can see here. Let's see from above. So I have the crochet in the second loop, I twist the crochet around this wool here, and I grab the wool and pull it down through my second loop, and this is how I create the third loop. And let's repeat. So I twist the wool around the crochet and pull the wool out with this hook through my previous loop, and I create the next loop. So let's continue making these loops by using the same rule. Until I have reached the desired length of my bracelet. So as you can see, this process goes very fast. It's faster than if you tried to braid 3 cords. And you will see that the more you train, the faster you will be able to work. Let's see if I have obtained the length that I wanted. And now now I have finished the bracelet. I have measured it, has exactly the length that I wanted. And now I will measure the length of the cord like this, so that both cords are of the same length. I will cut the cord here. I'll put the wool away, and in order to close the bracelet, I will create a knot here at the last loop. So I will pull on the crochet like this, and I will take the thread out through the last loop, and I will pull on this loop in order to create a knot. So as you can see, this is what our bracelet looks on one side, and this is what it looks like on the other side. So as you can see here, I have a knot on each end of my bracelet, and I have these threads here for the closure. I will make a knot at this end of the thread, like this. So I created a knot here to prevent the thread from opening. I'll also make a thread at the other end of a knot at the other end of the thread, so both ends of the thread have a knot here and here. And now I can either close the bracelet by making a knot here like this. So this would be one option to close the bracelet, like this. Or a second option would be to make a sliding knot, and in order to make the sliding knot, I will put these two cords one over the other, and I will take another bit of wool, so I have taken this bit of wool, and I will make a loop like this. I'll put both ends one over the other. I make a loop like this, and now I will cross the two cords and form an overhand simple knot. And I'll tighten this knot like this. And I will create the first loop. This way I put the cord like this. I create the first loop on the right side, then I will take the cord on the left side, put the cord underneath these two cords, and then I take the cord out through this loop here. And I tighten the first knot of the sliding knot. Now I will make another loop on this side. This way. I take the cord on the right side, put it over the first cord, then take it under the two cords like this, and then I will take the cord out through this loop here, like this. And let's tighten the second knot this way. And now the third loop will be made on the right side again. I create the loop like this. I put the cord over the first cord this way. Then I take the loop under the cord under these two cords, and out through this other loop. And I tighten this knot. And I will continue making the knots by creating a loop once on the left side, then on the right side, then on the left side, and so on, until we have no more cord here. Let's continue. And now that the cord is too short, I will simply make a knot here so that the cord doesn't open when I move the sliding knot. Like this, and I cut the cord, and I will also make a similar knot on this other side to prevent the sliding knot from opening. I cut the cord, and now let's see how the sliding knot functions. So this is how I open it, and this is how I close it, and this is what our finished bracelet looks like. Let's put it on the wrist to see what it looks like on the wrist. So this is the finished bracelet. Crochet bracelet. I will show you how to create a friendship bracelet using the crochet and using two colors simultaneously. So I will use the red color and the turquoise color, and as tools I will need a pair of scissors, and I will also need a crochet. So let's grab the end of the yarn of the two colors, and I will create the closure of the bracelet first. So I will need a bit of cord in order to close the bracelet. So this length I will keep it for the bracelet closure, and then here I will make the first loop like this. Let's see how I create the first loop. I take the two yarns, put them over my forefinger, bring them from underneath, cross them like this, and I've created this cross. Now I'll put the crochet under this cord, and I will grab the crochet, the other cord like this with the crochet, and I will create the first loop. Like this. So the first loop was created using both of these cords. So I've used both cords to create this loop. And now, in order to create the two colors of my bracelet, I will separate the two cords, and I will put one of them in front and one of them in the back. So I will take the crochet. Let's see from a closer distance. My crochet is in the loop. I will take the crochet and grab the red yarn by moving my crochet forward, and I will create a loop with the red yarn like this. So I have created a loop here. So now I have the first loop, the red loop, and the second loop is the loop that I have created as my first loop. And now I will grab the turquoise cord with my crochet and I will put it through both of these loops and create a turquoise loop. Let's repeat. I will take the red cord over the crochet like this to form a loop, and now I have a red loop and a turquoise loop. Now I will take the turquoise cord, grab it and take it through the two loops like this. Now I will put my red cord over the crochet like this. Now I will twist my crochet, the turquoise cord around the crochet. I will grab the turquoise cord and take it out through my two loops. So I have again created a turquoise loop, and again I will move my crochet forward like this to create a loop with the red cord like this. And now I have the two loops, the red one and the turquoise loop. Now I will grab the turquoise cord and put it through my two loops like this, and I created another turquoise cord. So as you can see, we already have the two colors in the cord. So I have the red color on one side and the turquoise color on the other side. So I will continue making these loops as I have described them so far. Until I create a piece of cord that is long enough to go around my wrist, and then I will create the cord that I will use to close my bracelet. So let's continue doing these, creating these loops. And now let's make the last loop. So I will take the red cord, make a loop, and then I will take the turquoise cord and make the last loop like this. And now I will measure the cords necessary to close the bracelet. So I will see how long my cords have to be, and I will cut here. I will put the yarn away, and now I will pull on the green yarn so that I take the yarn out through the loop and form this knot here at the end. And now at both ends of my cord of my bracelet I will make a knot. I made a knot here. I will make another knot here. So I have created a knot at both ends of my cord, and I will also create a knot here at the end of this cord. I will cut the end of the cord like this. I will also take these cords and create a knot here. like this. So let's cut the ends of these cords like this, and now I can either create a simple knot like this to close the bracelet, or alternatively I can create a sliding knot. In order to create a sliding knot, I will put this cord like this and the other cord over my first cord. Then I will take this cord under the first cord like this. I'll pull on this cord like this, and then I will put it over the cords this way and take it out through the loop. So I have created a circle like this, and through this circle I can move the other cord. I will tighten this knot, and now I can close the bracelet like this, and I can open the bracelet like this, because one of the cord goes through the loop that I have created on the other cord. So let's see what the bracelet looks like. So this is what it looks like on one side. This is actually the back of the bracelet, and the front of the bracelet is in two colors, and the front of the bracelet has these two colors, red and blue. So you can wear the bracelet either way. I will show you how to create a bracelet with 3 colors using the crochet. And in order to start this bracelet, I will begin with the chain stitch. So I'll put 2 of the yarns away, and I'll keep 1 of the yarns. And before I begin making the bracelet, I will think about the bracelet closure. So in order to close the bracelet, I will need a bit of cord. So I will keep this bit of cord as the bracelet closure, and here I will start making the first loop of my bracelet. So I will put my cord over my forefinger like this, and I turn it around again so that I create this X. Now I will take the crochet, put it under this cord, and with the crochet hook I will pull on this cord and take it out through on the other side of the cords and create the first loop. And now I will start creating the chain stitch for my bracelet. So I will twist the yarn around my crochet like this, and with the yarn, with the crochet hook, I will grab the yarn and pull it out through my first loop, and I will create the second loop. So let's do the same operation several times, like this, until I create the first color of my bracelet. So I have this loop, I twist the yarn around the crochet, with the crochet hook I grab the yarn and pull it out through the previous loop, and I create the next loop. So let's continue making these loops until I obtain the length that I need for my bracelet, so that it goes around my wrist. And now let's make one more loop. like this, and this will be our last loop. Let's see the bracelet. So this bracelet from here until here goes around my wrist, and I will measure the cord and cut here so that these two cords are equally long. I'll pull on the crochet like this, and I have taken the crochet out, and I have these two cords for my first color of the bracelet, of the friendship bracelet. Now I will take the black yarn, put it away, and I will take another color. I will take this light pink color, and I will measure again a bit of yarn that is just as long as the other cord for the bracelet closure, and here I will start making a loop. I will put my crochet through the first loop of my chain stitch, black chain stitch, and I will grab the loop and put it through my first black loop like this, and I have created the first pink, light pink loop. And now I will create one loop like this, and I will look for the next loop, and I will put my crochet into the next black loop. I will grab the yarn and pull it out through the black loop, and I have two pink loops. I will grab the first pink loop, put it through the second pink loop, and create one loop. And I will continue by doing the next step exactly as I did the steps before. So I will put my crochet through the next loop like this, the next black loop. I grab the yarn, the pink yarn, put it through the black loop. Now I have two pink yarns, and take the first pink yarn through the second pink yarn and make another pink loop. Again I will put my crochet through the black loop, grab the pink yarn, take it out through the black loop. I have now two pink loops, and take the first pink loop through the second pink loop and create one loop. And let's repeat. I put the crochet through the next black loop, grab the pink yarn, take it out through the black loop. Now I have the two pink loops, and I take the first pink loop, take it out through the second pink loop, and create one pink loop. And I will continue doing this until the end of my bracelet. And now I have reached the end of the bracelet. I will one more time take the loop out through the black loop, and now let's put the yarn through the last loop, like this, and I have created the last loop of the bracelet. Now let's see from a distance. I will measure the two cords and cut like this, and now I'll pull on the yarn, and I have created the second cord like this. So far our bracelet looks like this. So it has two colors, pink and black. So one alternative is to leave the bracelet like this, so you can wear it on this side, or put it the other way around and wear it with the back side visible like this, because it has different lines here and it looks more interesting. But you can also wear it on the front side, because this is practically the front side. And now I will put the light pink yarn away. And I will take the darker pink yarn. Again, I will measure the length of this cord. I'll make a loop here and I will create a loop on this side. So I will put my, let's see from a closer distance, I have this loop here. I will put my crochet through the first loop here. I'll put it through this loop and take it out like this. So I have taken out the first loop through the black loop. And now I will again put my crochet through the next loop and I will twist the dark pink yarn around the crochet and grab the yarn like this and take it out through my loop, the other loop, the pink loop, and I have created one loop here. I will take the next black loop, put the crochet through the next black loop. Again I take the pink yarn, put it through the black loop. I create these two loops and then I create one loop. Again I put my crochet through the black loop, the next black loop. I grab the pink yarn, put it through the black loop, and again I take it out through this pink loop. I put my crochet through the black loop, I grab with my crochet the pink loop and take it out through the black loop, and I have created two pink loops here, and I take the first pink loop and put it through the second pink loop and create another loop like this. Again I will put my crochet through the next black loop, I grab the pink loop, take it out through, and I have created two pink loops, and the first pink loop will be taken out through the second pink loop like this, and I have also created the loops on this side. So I will continue till I reach the end of my bracelet, and then I will show you how to close the bracelet. And now I have reached the end of the bracelet. I will put the cord through the black loop like this and then through the pink loop, and now I will put the cord through the last loop Now I have put the crochet through the last black loop. I grab the pink cord like this and take it out through the other pink cord, and I have created the last loop here. And now let's see from a distance. I will measure the length of my cord so that it is the same length as the other cords, like this. And now I will pull the cord out through the loop like this. And the bracelet is finished. So this is the way the back of the bracelet looks like, and this is the front of the bracelet. I will put the last cord away. And now I can either tie my bracelet like this with those cords like this, making a simple knot like this. Or if I want to make the bracelet look more beautiful, I will grab the bracelet like this and I will start braiding these cords. And now that I have braided the cord until the end, I will make a knot so that it doesn't open. I'll take the scissors and cut. And I have created the first cord like this to close the bracelet. And now I will grab the other end of the bracelet and I will start braiding. And now I have braided till the end of the cord. I will make a knot. I will take the scissors and cut. Like this, and I have created the bracelet, and now I can put the bracelet around my wrist like this and tie by using these two cords, so I can make a second knot if I want to be sure that it's not going to fall off my wrist. Or I can make a sliding knot, a simple sliding knot, by putting the bracelet cords like this. So I will put one over the other bracelet cords, then I will take the cord back this way, and now I will create a loop like this. This way I have created a loop, and as you can see, this cord is sliding through the loop that I have created. So if I pull the cord like this, it goes through my loop and closes my bracelet. If I pull in this direction, the bracelet will open because the cord will go through this loop here. So let's tie this loop like this. So I have tied this knot like this, and now I can close my bracelet like this and open it. So let's see what my sliding knot looks like. So this is the bracelet, and I'm going to pull on these two cords like this, and my bracelet has closed. So this is the bracelet that I have created.